Kicks 105.5. Brad Paisley, I'm going to miss her. It's 7:49 on a snowy Wednesday morning in the studio. Despite the snow, the intrepid Mr. Barrett.
Right. I'm not.
No, I see. I looked and saw that you potted it up, but you didn't turn it on. But I didn't want to say anything because your mic was on. So.
Well, yeah, but you can't tell that either one.
There's a few light bulbs missing, not just on those.
You got to hit it in just the right spot. Smack it. Use a jumper cable. And anyway,
I think duct tape's just the fix.
Duct
That's
tape's,
what I would do.
That's what we should do.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, they're saying, we got about 8 inches in Waterford. I don't know quite the snow accumulation in St. Jay, but what, 4 to 6 inches maybe?
Yeah, something like that. But it's hard to tell because it blows and drifts into these 3-foot drifts.
Unbelievable.
Got a little bit of snow.
And, did you see the video circulate really, really quickly? The guy that did a video saying he had to go to the store to get bread and milk.
No.
Oh, I got to share that with you later. Look for that on Facebook. It's hilarious.
All right.
It's the freak out of going to get bread and milk because the snow's coming. The snow's coming. The snow's coming. I got to get my bread and milk. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Because we just take it in stride up here, but down there it freaks everybody out.
Well, in their defense.
No, don't defend them.
Boston got 30 inches of snow.
A regular snow day for us when I was a child.
You're not old enough to
The
talk
academy
like that.
was still open when I was going there at that time.
Back when I was a kid, we had to walk uphill in 2 feet of snow, both directions. It was uphill both ways.
They didn't even shovel the path to walk between classes. You had to.
Never closed.
It never did.
Never closed.
Anybody who graduated around the time that I did will tell you the academy never closed like they do now.
They never closed.
Which isn't, I'm not bashing them. I'm just mad that they made that decision after I graduated.
We had to tunnel our way into the school.
We did. Had to use ice picks to get into the classroom. Yeah. So this morning it's topical. We've talked about it recently.
Yeah.
But being that we have the fresh snow, those with snowmobiles looking to get out.
So the local snowmobile club moved. I let them move their trail across my land.
Oh, nice.
So we get to see the groomers and them coming by every day. And there's a lot of people out there.
It's
you know
busy.
what?
Yeah.
Those snowmobiles need to be insured.
They have to be insured by state law.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not always been that way, but yeah.
So let's say I go out and I buy myself a decent running $1,000, $1,500 sled.
Sure.
What's my annual insurance going to run?
Well, what do you want? Do you want liability only, or do you want full coverage? Now you just spent $1,000, so maybe you just want liability only.
Yeah, $1,500, probably just liability.
All right. So on the low end of the scale, without uninsured motorist coverage, you're looking at about $75
a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, if you add uninsured motorists, you're looking, which I recommend.
Okay.
That is huge to have uninsured motorists. That's why we recommend you get a separate snowmobile policy versus putting it on your own.
Right.
On your homeowner, rather. That probably would be in the ballpark of $130 to $150 a year.
Okay.
Now, then you go out and buy the brand new 1,000cc.
$15,000 sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are going to run you. I've seen them this year going as high as $900
a year.
A year.
Well, that's still not bad though. That's
it is when you think about
$75 a month.
Right. It is when you think about how much you ride it, and the way that the insurance companies have done this is that these are annual policies, so they're rated on an annual basis. Motorcycles, the same thing. So they take the average amount of riding time that you're going to get through the course of a year, and that's kind of how they generate the rate. I can tell you the rates are higher this year, and I think it's because the recent trend is less snowfall, means less snowmobile policies, means less paying into the insurance companies, which means when they're paying out claims, they have a bigger loss ratio. So I'm sure they're trying to offset that somehow.
Now, does that $900 a year include any personal injury or anything like that?
So it includes liability coverage, uninsured motorist coverage, medical payments coverage, typically around $5,000, meaning regardless of how you sustain the injury, if you sustain the injury on the snowmobile or the sled, as I like to call it, you would have up to $5,000 for your immediate medical attention, and then you get. If you have accessories on it, you get up to $1,000 for the accessories. You get physical damage coverage, comprehensive, and collision. So,
right.
So
I just want to encourage people to ride safe. I get tired of reading these stories about people who die on their snowmobiles.
Yeah, it's I was talking to somebody the other day who actually rides now. We were talking about how differently we ride now compared to how we used to. I mean, when I was a young guy, I had my '81 Yamaha SRV.
You tried to spend more time in the air than you did on the ground.
Right. In case I had to put a whole new rear on. I mean,
right.
the whole track had needed replacement and the suspension as well. But, we're talking about how tremendously different it is from riding like a bandit to just kind of cruising. And the cruising's more fun.
Right.
So hopefully those out there who are going like a banshee And I don't know how Banshee's got this whole reputation of going so fast. I feel bad for the Banshees.
We're going to have to Google that.
But yeah, definitely caution. I mean, not so much. I mean, you're on a narrow path in the middle of the woods. So maybe 60 is not the best speed to be going.
The last death was a lady on her own who was on a bad stretch of trail and evidently got off the trail and hit a log, and that was the end.
Yeah, it's scary.
So just slow down, be careful, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Your machine is much easier to control if the skis and the track are on the trail.
Right, right.
Rather than in the air.
There was a couple spots in St. J. Center off the trails that were great for jumping, but I don't remember the exact. They probably rerouted
You wouldn't
it.
have done that.
I used to witness it. I never.
Oh, yeah.
I never. Yeah, never went up to Joe's Pond and flew across the 3 ponds or anything like that. But as you think about the costs of insuring a snowmobile, it's very easy to go, that's just way too much.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm not spending that much money to insure. I got a sled. It's not like a motorcycle where I can hop out all the time. I'm only riding maybe 1 or 2 times a week, so it's a hard cost to absorb or to understand.
But if you enjoy
it's the unfortunate truth of the business. So.
Right. But if you enjoy it, a lot of people, that's their life. They live to ride in the winters.
Yeah, and someday I'll get a sled again. I can't wait. All these years, I've never lived on a trail. I live on a trail access, and I've got no snowmobile.
Yeah, PK. Post kids.
Great. So when I'm 60, I can buy a snowmobile.
Well, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. 59. I'll be able.
There you go.
All right. Good Policies brought to you this morning by the Barrett Insurance Agency, online at thebarrettagency.com.
And on Facebook, Barrett Insurance Agency. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the snow.
And we'll talk next week.
Absolutely.